Hello beautiful people, welcome back to another tutorial. My name is Blessing, and in this tutorial I'll be showing you how I made this beautiful trending triangular bubu top. And guess what, I added a little spice, that is the black piece you are seeing around the sleeve. I added it, so I'm sure you would like to know how it was done. You can see how beautiful this is looking on me, and if you like to know how I achieved this, let's go right into the video. Okay guys, so these are the materials we're going to be using. It's a chiffon fabric, animal skin pattern. So this is the black material I'll be adding around the arm of it just to spice it up. Okay, then we are going to go ahead into the cutting now. For the cutting, I'm going to be folding this material into two, but firstly I would like to let you know that this material is just 1 yard of material. Yes, 1 yard. You can do your own too with just 1 yard. You can see what I have here, 36 inches. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead now and fold this to the wrong side, and I'll fold it into 2 equal halves. Okay, you can see I have folded it into 2, and this is what we have. So it's a chiffon fabric and a bit light, so I am working with it with a lot of care so that it doesn't shift or shake. So you can now decide to bend from that corner or from this corner. Anyhow you want to bend, just make sure you have a fold like so to give you this kind of triangular shape. I hope you get it. Alright, so this is how you fold to give you this kind of triangular shape or cone shape, whichever shape you want to call it. Make sure you have this kind of shape. Alright, so I'm just so excited making this voice note while filming this tutorial. Okay, so just enjoy as you learn. Alright, so we are going to be working on the upper part first, but then I would like to show you how it should look like. This is how the lower part looks like. Okay, not to worry, by the time you have this kind of curve, your fabric will not be equal. Fine, it's normal. We are going to be cutting that part out because we don't need it. So I'm going to pin and pin all necessary edges so that this material does not shake while we are cutting. So now back to the top. The next thing we want to do now is to continue our cutting. All right, and to do that, I'm going to take my tape rule and measure where I can have 7 inches. Okay, so for a medium-sized person like me, 7 inches is okay. If you're a bit bigger, you can make use of 8 inches, or if you're a bit smaller than me, you can make use of 6 inches so that your neck will not be too wide. So mark out 7 inches on a straight line. Okay, so at that part that is on fold, that's where we have both the center front and the center back. This other side is for the sides. So on that fold, you come down by 1 inch. Okay, so from that 1 inch, I will connect with a curve to that straight line. I hope you understand. Okay, so after connecting with a curve, I'm still going to measure, and I still have about 7.5 inches, which is okay. By the time we take our allowances, it will come back to 7 inches. So I'm going to go ahead to cut now, just like we have drafted or marked out on the fabric. And that is all for the neckline, guys. So now working on the lower part of the material. Okay, this is a simple, straightforward top, and I'm sure you want to recreate this and have this in your wardrobe. Okay, so for where we are going to be having our arm opening, you can decide to leave just from where that fabric stops. You can decide to leave the measurement of your round arm. For me, I have about 11 inches for my round arm. Okay, You can decide to measure that on that line, that's on fold. For that place can be, that's 11 will be 5.5, okay? From the end of that fabric, you can measure your 5.5, then that will serve as our arm opening. But because I want to add that black material to give me another touch on that arm area, I'm going to cut my own armhole like a curve like this, okay, so that I'll be able to add that black material. Okay, so now the next thing I want to do now is to measure around that place where I can have my 5.5, plus I'll be adding 1 to the 5.5 to give me 6.5, so that by the time we take our allowances on the both sides, we are going to have 5.5. So that is where I have my 5.5. I measured 4.5 on both corners, then I measured it round, and I have my 6.5 at that end. So that is how I'm going to be cutting out the armhole opening. So I have just shown you two methods. If you are not interested in adding anything around the sleeve, just leave the straight line the way it is, like the way I explained earlier. That will serve as your arm opening as well. It doesn't still change the style, okay? So for the remaining fabric, which we are not going to be needing, I'm going to cut it to align with the upper one that is smaller. I'm going to align it with it, and I'll cut the excess fabric away. And that is all, guys. We are done with the cutting of this top. This is basically what we need for the top. I hope you understand. So for this other side, that one side of it is definitely going to be on fold, you can cut it open, okay? So now that we are done cutting, I'll remove my pins and I'll open up. So this is what we have, and this is how yours should also look like by the time you are done cutting, okay? Like I said, whatever material you want to use. Now this is the bias we are going to be using to pipe the neckline. But before we pipe the neckline, I'm going to be sewing the neckline with 1/2 inch from the neckline down to where the armhole will start, using our bias all around, okay, just to avoid gaping on the neckline part. So after sewing that side, and I also did the neckline piping with the bias, this is how it looks like. Okay, now it's time for us to work on the arm opening. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and measure what I have on the arm opening all together, okay? So whatever I have is what I'm going to be cutting out on the black fabric that I'm going to be using for that arm area. All right, so this is the fabric that I have. I'm going to fold it into 2. This fabric is already about 8 inches. That's the width of it. So by the time I cut into 2, I'll have 4 inches for each. Then the length I have for my arm opening, I'm going to cut it out on the black fabric. So that is the length. Okay, I'll take out the excess. So by the time I take each of the fabric, I'll fold it into 2 while I sew. Then I'll be having about 2 inches on the black fabric. So this is how I'm going to be placing this black material around the arm. Do you see? So this is how you should place. So I'm just going to go ahead to pin down for the sake of clarity. I'm going to pin it down all around the arm, then I'll take it over to the sewing machine to sew. So guys, if you know you have watched to this extent and you are here to subscribe, please do. And if you are a returning subscriber, thanks for coming. I sincerely appreciate and I love you. Please comment in the comment section. Let me know how you feel about my videos, okay? Thank you. Alright, so this is what we're going to do. We're going to sew with 1/2 inch Now we are done doing that on the both sleeve. So the next thing for us to do now is to join our side, and to do that I'm going to be folding the two parts or the two sides of the top together like this. It's already a top, right? We are almost done with the joining, so it's already a top. So this is how it should look. So now I'm going to go ahead to measure my hip line from, that's where my hip is when on a top length. Okay, so for me, from my shoulder to my hip is 25, but I don't want it to stop exactly on my hip. I want to come up a little by about 3 inches, so I'll be measuring 22. Okay, so that is 22 over there. I'll mark 22. And at that point where I have 22, I'm going to notch it. I'm going to notch it on the four pieces of fabric. Okay, I'm going to notch that side so that I can continue with my sewing. And to sew the side now, I'm going to start my sewing from the arm like this, and I'll stop at the notch, exactly on the notch. Okay, I'll do that to the both side. I'll sew from the armhole, or from the arm opening rather. From the arm opening, I will sew and stop at the notch. Then whatever that is remaining, this shape that is remaining, this triangle that is remaining, I'm going to fold it. We'll secure the hem by folding. So we're going to be folding from that corner to the other corner. We're going to be doing just our normal folding, like the way you're folding your scarf, just something like that. Okay, just to secure the hem of the top, I'm going to fold from that notch to the other notch, front and back, and voila, we are done. Our top is ready. This actually did not take me up to 45 minutes. That's the cutting, the sewing, even the filming. I didn't spend up to 45 minutes on this top. That's why I said it's an easy top to make, right? I'm sure you're going to try this and you want to have this in your wardrobe. So give this video a giant thumbs up. Okay, like, comment, share. Let me know how you feel in the comment section, guys. Can you see? You can try to fold your hand inside like this. You can see, and you can try to bring it down. Your choice. It's okay, baby. You can see how the back is backing. All right. You can see how beautiful this top is looking. Thank you so much, guys, for watching, and I will see you in my next video. Bye bye.